10 tricks to master small talk. Even if you're shy, let's get right into it. Number 1. The real reason small talk feels awkward. Here's where things actually start. You know that moment when you wish you could come up with something clever, and all that pops out is, "How was your day?" The science behind your discomfort isn't about lack of wit, it's about pressure. Your mind is bracing for judgment, scanning for risks, and fighting the urge to play it safe. That's why so many conversations fizzle out with a single word reply and a long, uncertain pause. Your brain prefers safety over spontaneity, especially if you're shy. But here's a truth most people don't realize. Small talk isn't a talent, it's a skill. And skills aren't magical, they're learnable. The real secret? Forget trying to impress. Focus on connecting. That's what unlocks everything. Number 2, why generic questions kill conversation. Let's cut right to it. You ask, "How was your day?" or "What do you do?" Because these are safe. They're easy to remember, but they're also painfully forgettable. The problem is, these questions put pressure on others to come up with something good, on the spot. You're treating people like search engines, hoping they'll deliver excitement if you just prompt them. But real conversation works in reverse. Great talkers give, not take. They offer up observations, a sense of curiosity, and a bit of themselves with every comment. The safer your question, the harder it is for someone to respond in a way that feels interesting. That's why the best conversationalists are always noticed. They're practiced at making others feel comfortable. Number 3, how observations spark real connection. Let's flip the script now. Instead of starting with a question, make a simple, playful observation. Science shows our minds respond much more eagerly to comments about the environment, our mood, something visible and real. "Looks like your coffee survived a wild commute" is a line that's alive with detail and doesn't put anyone on the spot. The observation doesn't have to be profound, it just needs energy. When you notice something about someone, a book cover, a t-shirt, the way they hold their pen, you're not asking for a performance. You're inviting a little piece of their story without demanding it. That invitation is what makes even shy people feel at ease, and it gives your brain permission to participate instead of just interrogate. This is what actually starts authentic small talk, every time. Number 4, the 3 ingredients of a magnetic icebreaker. Let's get specific. The best conversational openers are studies in detail, a touch of fun, and a dash of mystery. Here's how it works. First, focus on specificity. Notice something only this person could be known for. Those socks are from another galaxy, not nice socks. Second, give your observation a playful twist, maybe a hint of exaggeration. That backpack looks like it survived a zombie apocalypse. Third, suggest there's more to the story. Bet there's a wild adventure behind that stain. These 3 elements work together to create energy, rather than drain it out with blandness. Observations like these invite the other person to respond any way they want. Agree, add context, or laugh it off. The conversation stays alive because you've set the stage with authenticity, not pressure. This is the art of small talk, reimagined for anyone who feels shy. Number 5, layering observations to keep the flow. Now, let's talk about what happens after your opening line. Most people worry that the next move will be awkward, but here's some relief. You don't have to reinvent the wheel each time. The trick is layering, building on your previous observation with something just as playful or a little more curious. Say someone laughs at your comment about their apocalypse-proof backpack. You might add, "So, what's the wildest place that bag has ever been?" You're still not grilling them. You're coaxing out a story. This rhythm, notice, comment, build, makes the conversation light and interactive. When you're shy, this is your golden ticket, because it gives your brain something to do besides stress over coming up with yet another generic question. Number 6, real talk. This works at work. 2, let's address the elephant in the room. Can this kind of playful observation actually work in a professional setting? Absolutely. Office small talk doesn't have to be stiff or boring. Picture this. You're on a video call, and someone clearly has coffee in hand and hair slightly frazzled. Instead of, "Did you have a busy morning?" you say, "Looks like your coffee is doing the heavy lifting today." It acknowledges the moment and injects humanity into the conversation. Your coworkers will remember you as approachable, not robotic. Even in the most buttoned-up offices, warmth is a universal connector. When your small talk feels more like real talk, work relationships become more relaxed and enjoyable. Number 7. The magic of I bet that. Here comes the ultimate hack. If you're ever unsure how to make an observation, start with, I bet that. This phrase gives you the freedom to guess at someone's experience in a way that feels safe and open. For example, I bet that mug has seen more early mornings than anyone here, or I bet your playlist could rescue us from workday boredom. Science says this approach works because it's simultaneously rooted in what's real and generously speculative. It invites the other person to correct, confirm, or share more. And best of all, it removes the pressure from you and the other person by framing things as an observation, not a demand for information. You get engagement, not awkward silence. Number 8. The true goal of small talk. At last, here's what you're really aiming for. The point isn't to fill every silence or impress anyone with stories. Your goal with small talk is to make the other person feel recognized, even for a brief moment. That recognition is what makes us want to continue talking, laughing, or even become friends. When you help someone feel like an individual, seen, not just heard, you've already succeeded, no matter how shy you feel. Being interesting is nice, but being interested is unforgettable. When you master this, you move from dreading small talk to genuinely enjoying it. Number 9. Practicing in real life, no pressure. Okay, here's the fun part. Making this actually work in your own daily life. The biggest mistake shy people make is thinking they need a script. Forget memorizing lines. Instead, train yourself to see little details, someone's choice of mug, a sticker on a laptop. Even the way a friend organizes their snacks at a party. Your mission is to notice, not impress. Try using I bet that, statements, or layer observations as you go. At a gathering, swap how do you know the host? For I bet there's a wild story behind how you and Jamie met. At a cafe, replace busy working with that notebook looks like a map to something epic. In each case, you're inviting stories, no pressure, just curiosity. The responses will surprise you, and before long, this natural flow becomes second nature. Number 10. Mindset shifts for effortless conversations. Let's veer into the territory of mindset, a crucial ingredient nobody talks enough about. Real ease, even in small talk, is born from curiosity, not performance. If your goal is simply to appear interesting or avoid awkwardness, you'll end up tight and scripted, missing the beauty of the moment. But when you focus on being present and actually noticing others, you unlock an authenticity that's magnetic. Conversation isn't a test, it's play. The best small talkers are those who let go of needing to be perfect. So, as you walk into the next gathering or work meeting, challenge yourself, not to impress, but to discover. Notice, observe, wonder aloud. With each interaction, your confidence will grow, and before you know it, you'll look forward to striking up small talk instead of fearing it. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.